You're listening to a daily dose of Proverbs.
Hello, wisdom seekers. I'm Katie McKee. Today is the 19th. Today's verse is 10. The New American Standard Translation reads, "Luxury is not fitting for a fool, much less for a slave to rule over princes." Like so many verses in the Proverbs, this verse boils down to a single concept: management of resources. Throughout Proverbs, the wise and the fool are contrasted. Here, though, Solomon is indicating that it takes wisdom to manage both wealth and people. Regardless of our intellect, we are not guaranteed wealth or status. Both of these require correct knowledge applied correctly. In other words, wisdom. And it is evident how this differs from just knowledge. Is your desire to have wealth and status? Is there a biblical model for this? Let's take a look at Christ and look for those desires. He was born in a barn in the middle of nowhere, with no one looking on in excitement for the birth of the King of the world. He was from Nazareth, a poor town. He spent the majority of his time and earthly ministry with social outcasts. He was executed in the most public and humiliating way possible. Yet, he is the Son of God, seated at the right hand. He leads troops of angels. He is creator, possessor, and sustainer of all things, and he does so with a heart of compassion and humility. You are called, I am called, to be good stewards over what we have been given. If in God's grace that amount increases in either money or responsibility, we are to be faithful with that gift and wise in its use. So what's a common example of an increase in responsibility? Because that is kind of obscure just in concept, but let's give it a real life example. One of the most common would be the gift of children. They are to be managed and deliberately led. This is not a passive venture, and it takes wisdom. Moses wrote in Deuteronomy 6:7, or the Shema, "You shall teach them," or the commandments, "to your sons, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up." Moses didn't take this task lightly, and neither should we. So, are you managing your gifts foolishly? Are you living within your means and supporting the cause of Christ first and faithfully? Examine your life and pray that the Spirit will guide you in the wise management of what you have been given.
Thank you for listening.